Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Callahan Marshall.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And we've got a lot to get to this morning, so we want to get a check of the weather because it's been really crazy recently. But driving here, I drove about an hour to get here. The roads are actually pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. And it's been a quieter stretch, thankfully. You got to take a bit of a break after such a crazy past few days. But yeah, it's a cold one, though, out there today. Let's take a look at those temperatures right now. We're starting out below zero in the Mohawk Valley, -1 in Rome, potentially a little cooler in the Utica area. But how about that? Up in the North Country, look at those minus double digits up there. 16 degrees below zero up in Saranac Lake and in Watertown. Those clear skies up north have allowed some prime radiational cooling, but also notice to the south some reports from weather stations of some lake effect snow. Yes, we're not done with lake effect snow, but the strength of it, of course, is a lot weaker than days past. Downtown Utica live view right now. Roadways, as Callahan mentioned, are really good out there early today. Some side roads, though, you might have to budget a few extra minutes to drive on them. They could still be a little bit snow covered, but again, a huge shout out to the DPW for getting these roadways cleared as quickly as they did. Live look at the radar right now. Things are quiet in the Mohawk Valley. To the south, we're seeing a few flurries falling in the southern tier and potentially a few of them moving their way into locations south of Route 20. And the next 12 hours after a very cold start to your day today, we climb into the upper teens with mainly cloudy skies and again a few flurries. We can't rule them out throughout the day today, but regarding impactful flurries, well, that doesn't look to be the case. We are looking at more scattered snow showers tonight and a potential warm-up as we look ahead to next week. We'll have a full look at that coming up in a few minutes. Callahan?
All right, Eric, thank you. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. And what began 2 days ago.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise. The time now is 5:11. Heading out the door today, you might encounter some snow-covered roads, especially for those of you who still have all that snow up in locations in the North Country and especially northwestern Oneida County, which was hit the hardest from this lake effect snow event. For now, you can see here a lot of area roadways are clear. Heading up north, they're plowed. Yes, there's still some roads that are snow covered here and there, and of course a lot of spots, especially those side roads. There's really nowhere else for that snow to go. A lot of them have been reduced down to a single lane, and that might be the case until we start to see some significant snow melt. Hopefully not all at once, because with all this snow on the ground, that could be a concern for flooding. But we'll cross that road when we mention the latest temperature trends coming up in a few minutes. But let's take a look at the traffic flow right now. Notice here, Route 12 back open again. The only road that still appears closed here at this point looks to be 170A north of Little Falls that goes just up north to Thompson Road. So again, early this morning, this appears to be the only road closure left after a very busy stretch of road closures over the past few days. Radar right now mainly quiet in the Mohawk Valley. Clear skies up in the North Country and a few flurries and snow showers to the south. And today we're expecting mainly cloudy skies as that south wind begins to move in. And along with that too, of course, a few flurries. We are looking at what to expect beyond today with the concern for snowfall, maybe even any impactful snow. The good news is really not looking that likely. A full look at that coming up in that full forecast. Callahan?
All right, Eric, looking forward to it. The list of buildings, barns, and homes where roofs are collapsing because of the amount of snow on them just keeps getting longer. We're adding to the list the Lucky Shots Bowling Alley in Camden. About 7 Wednesday morning, the roof of the building on Mill Street gave out. No one bowling at that hour, but there is an apartment behind the bowling alley. Everyone who lives there made it out unharmed. We are still waiting for word if Hannaford in Rome will open today. Staff members said it was closed yesterday due to concerns about the snow on the roof, though we have not been able to confirm that. No visible signs of damage. We have calls into Hannaford corporate offices to try and get more information on what exactly happened, and we are still waiting to hear back. We want to know when the store on West Chestnut Street could reopen. The U.S. Postal Service started delivering mail in Utica earlier than usual on Wednesday because of the snow. We reached out after we took calls from multiple people in Utica who said mail was not delivered at all on Tuesday. In a statement, we were told the Postal Service is aggressively digging out. This is video of the Pitcher Street Post Office this morning. Officials are asking for help from you, too. They're asking that you clear walkways to your mailboxes. If you want to ask a question or leave a comment about mail service, you can call 1-800-ASK-USPS. The time now is 5:14. Here's a live look at downtown.
The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Subaru of Utica. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Thursday, another morning where it starts out very cold, but the good news is we're not dealing with whiteout conditions compared to days past. Downtown Utica roadways out there early today looking a lot nicer, and again, you should have no big issues heading to work today, aside from, of course, locations up north with that snow just still difficult to move around. Temperature 1 degree at Griffiths and Rome, dew point a -5, so plenty of dry air in place here today. Winds are calm, however, we are still seeing some locations out to the southwest of Utica picking up some very minor lake effect snow bands and flurries. So early today, if you are south and west of Utica, you might encounter a few of these before that snow eventually moves its way north. Radar and satellite shows a lot of scattered snow showers. This is due to a trough, and I'll show that imagery in a second here. And there's no organization with these. They're very scattered here and there. And this is going to slingshot itself into our area by this evening and tonight. But impactful snow, pretty much non-existent, just some scattered light snow showers here and there. So here's a trough. It's indicated by these dashed lines right here. It's a ripple in the atmosphere, and this is driven by a nor'easter, which is missing us to our south and east. And this will be dragging in some lake-enhanced snow, not strong snow, but just some light snow showers, primarily south and west of Utica, which looks to be where most of the accumulations will take place. And so in our skycast for today, cloudy skies primarily, a few flurries falling. Scattered snow showers arrive this evening and overnight into early tomorrow, with those temperatures hovering in the low teens to potentially single digits in areas up north. By Friday morning to Friday afternoon, that snow gradually comes to an end, maybe some lingering flurries depending on how much level moisture still sticks around. And then things do quiet down as we head to Friday night, with a chance for some light snow north on Saturday. When it comes to accumulations, no major changes compared to our forecast yesterday. We're still thinking hilltops in southern Herkimer County, northern Otsego County, and parts of southern Oneida County and central Madison County are where the highest totals will be, and highest totals being 2 to 4 inches, which pretty much is nothing compared to what we've seen in days past. Maybe some hilltops out west could see a little bit more, but this is again a longer duration event, so this is not going to be a 2 to 4 inches in an hour or so. So not a high impact event. And following this light snow and flurries today, we're into the 20s, upper or low 20s by tomorrow, 30s by Saturday and Sunday with some snow and rain chances by the beginning of next week, a potential warm up. I know it's been so cold, but here we are.
Exciting news.
Yeah, maybe 41 by Tuesday. We'll see how warm we get.
A little hint of spring there.
Well, maybe it fools spring. Maybe go back to winter. Who knows?
Oh, don't say that. Okay. All right. Thanks, Eric. Mark your calendar. The winner of The Voice season 26.
2025.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on this half hour. I'm Callahan Marshall in for Gary.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
All right. We got some warm weather coming up here.
Yeah,
that's
in the
exciting
horizon.
for us.
Yes, and first time I think we might get some decent snow melt, and probably it's been a few months. That snow just keeps collecting.
Which it looks like we need that.
Yes.
So good.
Let's take a look at the current temperatures, though. It's a warm up, at least not today. It's in the near future. But how about a -1 to start your morning today? 10 degrees down in the southern valleys in Hamilton, 11 in Binghamton in the southern tier. How about up north? 16 degrees below zero. That's clear skies up north have allowed the temperatures to cool very quickly. Downtown Utica live view right now. Roadways looking good. Temperatures again still cold, but no snow is falling as we speak, at least in the Mohawk Valley. A few flurries, of course, are falling in areas south and west of Route 20, heading south of Syracuse, into the Binghamton area in parts of Shenango and potentially Otsego County. However, the radar is not indicating that as of now. The next 12 hours, it's going to be a cold one today, starting out near below zero, warming up into the upper teens with mainly cloudy skies and a few passing flurries. But yes, as Callahan mentioned, we could be seeing a warm up as we turn the page beyond this weekend into next week. Maybe some snow melting will take place. We'll take a look at that. Plus, if anything looks impactful weather-wise over the next few days coming up in that full forecast. Callahan?
All right, Eric, thank you. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. And new this morning.
The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Subaru of Utica.
Good morning, everyone. On this Thursday, we are showcasing our photo of the day today, and this one takes us to the scenery on Paris Hill, one of the locations that saw a good amount of snowfall over the past few days. And at some point, it's difficult to plow the snow if there's nowhere for that snow to go. So in turn, here comes a giant snowblower, which was eroding a lot of those snow drifts and heavy snowbanks here on Route 12 in Paris. And one of those big machines that you don't quite think, some of you might even know they exist, but yes, they have those giant snow blowers, and that's how you clear out a lot of those massive snow drifts when there's just nowhere for that snow to go. So amazing photo right here, submitted anonymously. If you would like to submit a photo like this one, we've gotten so many submissions. I can't get to them all. I wish I could. You can, of course, look at the rest of those submissions at WKTV.com/weather/pics. or submit your own. And speaking of snowfall, photojournalist Keith Hunt and I will be on our way to Camden today. We're going to be talking with some folks who have been impacted by this snowfall, and we'll hear your stories of how things have been shaped up, if things have been working well in terms of public service, in terms of just overall conditions, the community coming together. It's going to be great to talk to a lot of you up there who have been greatly affected by this snowfall. The radar right now is actually relatively quiet. A few flurries to the south. Here in the Mohawk Valley, things also looking quiet. We are tracking a potential warm-up following this weekend. The full details on that in the minutes ahead. Callahan?
Fruits and veggies are an important part of a healthy diet, but did you know?
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. The time now is 5:48, and we are tracking a cold day today. And beside that, really not too much regarding any impacts weather-wise. Do you want to share some photos that we've been posting on social media? Again, our social media pages are the best way to see some of these photos that we can't always show on TV. This one is of snowbanks taken from Abigail in Camden. Now, there is a little bit of a hill here, but look at how high this is. This is already, there's one person, you got maybe two, maybe three, so you've got so many feet of snow just on the curb here. The house in the background, I don't think it's that buried, but behind that hill looks to be a lot of snowfall. Secondly, here's some snow taken in West Amboy, just west of Camden. Reportedly 9 feet of snow on the ground. This is insane, the amount of snow that just hasn't melted yet. It's been accumulating so much. Then lastly, this is taken in Ava, of the massive snowbanks, and they say, where are we going to put this snow? And you're right, where do you put all this snow when there's this much snow everywhere? So, but again, today in downtown Utica, still some pretty high snowbanks. Of course, nothing close to what locations up north and west have seen, but roadways, at least locally in the Mohawk Valley, are looking okay early today. It's a cold one, -1 out there right now. Dry air in place. In the Mohawk Valley, a few flurries to the south on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. And this is driven by some very minor lake effect responses. But the bigger picture showcases a trough out here to the west. This is producing some on and off snow over the Great Lakes area, and this is heading in our direction as we head into this evening and tonight. You can see here a few scattered snow showers. This is aided by the strength of a low pressure system off the coast, but this itself is actually not hitting us. It's just the influence of it creating what you see this dashed line, which is called a trough or ripple in the atmosphere. So today, temperatures peaking in the upper teens with mainly cloudy skies, a few flurries falling tonight through early tomorrow with scattered snow showers. Following that, it's a cold morning tomorrow, not nearly as cold as today, with cloudy skies, a few flurries, and just overall a cool, typically cool and quiet February day. Friday night, same story, quiet conditions. A few snow showers could fall in areas up north, but again, accumulations look light. And while we're talking about accumulations, no changes compared to the forecast we mentioned yesterday. Most of the snowfall tonight through Friday and Saturday appears to fall south of the Mohawk Valley in the Route 20 corridor. And even then, it's 2 to 4 inches over the span of a day and a half to 2 days. That's really not a whole lot in comparison to what we've seen over the past few. But just a heads up that we're still seeing additional snowfall accumulating, especially those hilltops just south of Syracuse. And so your 7-day forecast, 20s today for the high. For lucky, most time will be spent in the teens. 21 the high tomorrow, up into the 30s by Sunday, upper 30s, maybe even 41 degrees by Tuesday. A little bit of a warm up there, so we could see some snowmelt finally and maybe an early taste of spring. I know the groundhog that should not be named said 6 more weeks of winter.
He wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong so far, and I hate to say it, but I really wish he was wrong at this point.
I know. Thank you, Eric. This morning, federal authorities are investigating another deadly angel in Fort Garry this morning.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
All right, so the weather this morning, driving here, even though it was dark, seemed to be pretty clear.
Yeah, that's the great news that we've been experiencing over the past day or so. It's been quieter, no whiteouts to drive through, which is great.
So refreshing.
Yeah. But out there this morning, it's a cold one. Got to grab some extra layers out there. And in fact, some spots waking up this morning to a balmy -17 up in the North Country. Saranac Lake sitting at -17, -16 in Watertown. It's below zero officially at Griffiths and Rome right now. But to the south, where those clouds and snow showers are falling, it's actually a little warmer, sitting around 10 to 13 degrees in parts of the central New York area, southern tier, and southern valleys. Downtown Utica is on the cusp of clouds to the south and clear skies to the north. You can see that early morning twilight out in the distance. As Callahan mentioned, roadways today looking very clear. Only exception are maybe a few side roads and some more of those roadways up north, which are still plenty of snow on the snowbanks. Nowhere for that snow to go. Radar right now showing quiet conditions in the Mohawk Valley. We are tracking some minor lake effect off of the Finger Lake, surprisingly, in areas to the south. But that's really about it. A few flurries, and that's pretty much the weather story today. Cold start, cold afternoon, with cloudy skies and a few passing flurries. By tonight, scattered snow showers move in. The accumulations don't look to be too impactful, but still some spots could pick up an inch or two. We're tracking the accumulations for that, plus a potential warm-up on the way. Full details on that in the minutes ahead. Callahan?
All right, Eric, thank you. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning, everyone. On this Thursday, the time now is 6:11, and heading out the door today, well, you might be encountering a lot less in terms of road closures and tricky road conditions. In fact, take a look at those roadways across central New York. And notice here, of course, Bridgewater, Herkimer, New Hartford, roadways looking mainly clear. Areas up north, for example, Boonville, and then heading up Route 69, closer to Ava, Camden, even up near Florence. Again, those roads, some of them are still snow covered, some of them down to one lane with the fact that there's nowhere for that snow to go. But that's, of course, in areas up north to the south. There's a lot less of that and more so clearing conditions. But look at the traffic tracker right now. There's a lot of green and a lot less road closures. Route 12 is back open again, but Route 170A north of Little Falls is still shut down as of this time. And of course, it's blocked between County Route 144, Thompson Road, to 170 itself. So that road is still closed. 170 alone is back open again. And the radar, still quiet in the Mohawk Valley and north, but a few snow showers and flurries falling in locations south and west of Utica. Today, cloudy skies, a few flurries, no major impacts to travel today or tonight, with even more scattered snow showers on the way overnight. But will that accumulate all too much or not at all? We have a full look at that coming up in a few minutes. Callahan?
The list of buildings, barns, and homes where roofs are collapsing because of the amount of snow on them just keeps getting longer. Added to the list, the Lucky Shots bowling alley in Camden. About 7 Wednesday morning, the roof of the building on Bill Street gave out. No one bowling at that hour, but there is an apartment behind the bowling alley. Everyone who lives there made it out unharmed. We are still waiting for word if Hannaford in Rome will open today. Staff members said it was closed yesterday due to concerns about the snow on the roof. Though we have not been able to confirm that. No visible signs of damage. We have calls into Hannaford corporate offices to try and get more information on what happened. We are still waiting to hear back. We want to know when the store on West Chestnut Street could reopen. The U.S. Postal Service started delivering mail in Utica earlier than usual on Wednesday because of the snow. We reached out after we took multiple phone calls from people in Utica who said mail was not delivered at all on Tuesday. In a statement, we were told the Postal Service is aggressively digging out. This is video of the Pitcher Street Post Office yesterday morning. Officials are asking for help from you too. They're asking that you clear walkways to your mailboxes, and if you want to ask a question or leave a comment about mail service, you can call them at 1-800-ASK-USPS. The time is now 6:14. Here's a live...
The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Subaru of Utica. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. It's a cold start to your day today. Grab that extra layer heading out the door, but things are looking more on the quieter side in terms of impactful weather. Let's share, of course, some photos, though, of what's been taking place over the past few days. Best way to check out some of these photos here, viewer-submitted photos, of course, on our social media pages. Bill, James, me, and, of course, Sam and sometimes Jill as well. We'll show some of these photos here, but this one I want to spotlight. It was taken by Abigail Walker, and look at how high the snowbank is compared to this person standing here. Now, I was notified this is a bit of on the hill, but still, this is so much snow, almost mind-boggling to see how much is on that curb there. Bill shared this photo sent in by Alex McNabb of 9 feet of snow on the ground here. That is just a mind-boggling number of, or at least the amount of snow there, which with typical snow ratios of 10 to 1, that's about 9 inches of rain on the ground there compared to that snow. And then finally, a photo shared with us. This is a intense amount of snow here on the ground here, and of course, where are you going to put it? With all these snowbanks here and the amount of snow on the roof out in the distance. Similar conditions on some of these snowbanks here in terms of snowfall, but when it comes to the amount of it, nothing beats areas up north and west as we speak. Roadways looking clear early this morning. Early morning twilight out in the distance as well. Temperature sitting at 3 degrees early today with a dew point of -7. So the air is very dry this morning. Radar picking up on some lake effect snow to our south, some light snow showers, but here in the Mohawk Valley, things are quiet. This will change as we head throughout the day today with this area of on and off snow. Notice it's very disorganized. It's not very well defined, and that's due to the fact that this is a ripple in the atmosphere trough. It's not an organized system, but we could still see some scattered snow showers tonight through Friday. Accumulation's possible, but again, this doesn't look to be a major impact event. So today, cloudy skies, a few flurries, better shot for scattered snow showers tonight. That, of course, winds down by Friday. we could see a few flurries return again Friday night through Saturday, especially in areas up north. As you can see, that snow band moving to the north right there. But when it comes to accumulations, you can see here, it's not a whole lot, maybe a couple of inches in hilltop locations south of Utica, 2 to 4 inches over the span of 2 or so days, so the snowfall rates don't appear to be impactful. Your 7-day forecast, we've got 30s on tap for this weekend, a few snow showers on Sunday, light snow showers. And then we've got a warm-up on the way. If you call, I would say this is balmy. Would you say shorts weather maybe?
For New York, yes. 41 is definitely shorts weather.
After the cold weather we've had, I feel like that might be a good time to break out the swimsuit maybe. I'll go out, enjoy the warm weather, but of course, if it's raining out or snowing out, that's not for me.
Yeah, no. Just for, yeah, no. All right, thanks, Eric. Mark your calendar, the winner of The Voice Season
20th, 2025.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. This half hour, I'm Callahan Marshall in for Gary.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
Yeah, thanks for having us. So, we have a warm-up. I saw 40s.
Potential 40s, yes, next week,
40s, yes.
A heat wave here in the area. But this morning, no sign of the 40s. Still a cold start.
No, it was
but
very chilly.
The drive was pretty quiet, which is the good news.
Yep.
Heading out the door this morning, roadway should be okay. Matter of fact, a look outside at those current temperatures. We're sitting at 3 degrees below zero in Rome, 17 below zero up in Saranac Lake. The warmer spots of New York State are in western New York in the Finger Lakes. Rochester, a balmy 16 degrees out there, 18 in Dansville. Downtown Utica live view right now. We're on the fringe of some cloud cover. It's cloudy and a few flurries to the south, but to the north it's clear and could be seeing a pretty clear sunrise early today. The radar right now, again, looking quiet, but we do have some lake effect snow taking place to the south. Again, the impacts not too, we should say impactful here locally, but today it's a cold start. Temperatures in the single digits or below zero. We climb into the teens by this afternoon with cloudy skies and a few flurries here and there. We're not completely dry, but also impactful weather looking to be non-existent for the near term. We are tracking some scattered snow showers tonight, light snow showers, plus, as you mentioned earlier, a warm-up as we turn the page to next week. How warm will we get? That full forecast coming up in a few minutes. Callahan?
All right, thanks, Eric. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. New this morning, today marks 1 month since Donald Trump became president.
The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Subaru of Utica.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Thursday morning. Our photo of the day today takes us atop Paris Hill, one of the bullseyes of some heavy snowfall over the past few days. And when there's so much snow where you can't even push it out of the way anymore, why not launch it with a giant snowblower? That's the photo of the day today, taken anonymously from Route 12 on Paris, where you can see here the sheer amount of snow on the snowbanks due to, of course, not only the amount of snow, but the intense winds causing some massive snow drifts, which is why Route 12 was closed for quite some time. And of course, you bring in a giant snowblower, why not launch that snow way out into the snowbanks to get out of the roadway? And that's the case right here. So the road, of course, right now is back open again, and a big thank you to the crews who were hard at work clearing out this snowfall, and a big thank you to the viewer who submitted this photo. If you want to view this one or others like this, or submit your own, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Well, speaking of snowfall, though we're tracking quieter conditions across the Mohawk Valley and a few snow showers to the south, photojournalist Keith Hunt and I will be going up to Camden today. So any of you who are watching from the Camden area, Ava, near the Route 69 corridor, will be driving through. We're going to take some interviews with a lot of folks who've been going through all this snowfall and talk with you guys about what your experiences were. So I want to showcase the zone that saw the highest amount of snowfall over the past few days, and what a better way to showcase it than to go up to the city, which has been the capital of snowfall this year in Camden. So We'll be going live today at noon. We'll be talking to a lot of you folks, and again, a big thank you to the community for allowing us to arrive with open arms. We are tracking, of course, a lot less snowfall in the near-term forecast. The details straight ahead. Callahan?
All right, fruits and veggies are an important part of a healthy diet, but did you know that
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Happy Thursday, everyone. Today, it's a cold one out there, but again, things looking much more quiet compared to days past. I do want to recap, though, what has been taking place across a lot of the area, mainly up north, where a lot of that snow has fallen. Let's showcase some of the photos submitted to us on social media. This one is a photo taken from Abigail in Camden, where you can see just the extremely high snowbanks here. And earlier I was trying to figure out how tall this person is. You got maybe, let's say, roughly 6 feet, just generically. 6, maybe 12. There's no way there's 18 feet there, but I do think, though, this is an intensely high snowbank. Of course, there's a hill on the bottom, but regardless, this is a very high snowdrift there. Speaking of high snow, how about 9 feet of snow on the ground in areas of West Amboy, which is northwest of Camden. This is sent in by Alex, and you can see here, just look at the path you have to walk through to get into the house there. You probably even can't see outside that path, almost like a maze. And then finally, this photo sent in by Donna Jean Davis from Ava. Shout out to Ava this morning. Look at the intense snowfall there as well, and the lack of places to put that snow, which is the main concern a lot of folks up north have been dealing with over the past few days. Thank you for all the submissions there. Well, look at that sunrise out there in the distance right now. Live looking downtown Utica. We got some fiery yellows and reds out there early today. But again, it's a cold one early today, sitting at -3 in the Griffiths Airport in Rome. -3, that feels like temperature. The wind's looking calm early this morning. Now we are tracking some scattered lake effect to the south and west of Utica. It's light at this point, but we're not entirely dry, and we're not expecting to be entirely dry today. The reason, we've got this area of disorganized snow showers. Nothing of it looks to be organized at all, and what this is doing, this is going to sweep its way north and east into central New York in the form of what's called a trough. That dashed line right there, think of it as a ripple in a lake or a ripple in a pond. That's going to produce some minor lift here and produce some scattered snow showers across the area. It won't be intense. It'll be some light flurries here and there, typical February snowfall here in the area. So today, cloudy skies, a few flurries falling, scattered snow showers tonight, and quieter weather continues through Friday and into Saturday. Regarding snowfall, you can see here, hilltop locations south of Utica could see the highest totals, but again, over the span of a few days, 2 to 4 inches doesn't really amount to much. Your 7-day forecast, we are still in the teens and low 20s for the next couple of days, but a warm-up is on the way with highs approaching near 40 degrees by Monday and Tuesday of next week. So we'll keep a close eye on the warm-up next week after a very cold stretch the past few days, but I do think we could get maybe a little bit of a thaw that might help a lot of the folks have all that snow.
I was going to say that's something we definitely need right now.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Eric. This morning, federal authorities.
Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Thursday, today it's a cold one, but a quieter day today. Well, we'll see a few flurries here and there, but weather impacts look to be non-existent. Let's recap, though, a few photos submitted to us on social media of some amazing reports of snowfall in parts of northwestern to northern United County. This one, of course, in Camden, of some massive snowbanks here. And you can even see someone standing on top of it to give you a perspective as to how tall some of these are. So huge snowbanks here in Camden. Let's turn the page to West Amboy, which is northwest of Camden. You can see here 9 feet of snow on the ground. The path into the house looks to be a maze. Just the sheer amount of snow here is mind-boggling here in some parts of the northern areas of Oneida County. Last one photo here taken from Donna Jean Davis in Ava. Look at all this snowfall here, and the main focus with this photo is where you even put all the snow. Where do you put it? There's so much snow everywhere else. There's nowhere for it to go. So that's the big challenge a lot of folks, especially those of you up north, are facing with this recent snowfall. So speaking of snowfall, we're not done with it for the near term, but we're not looking at anything like what we saw earlier in the week with intense heavy snow. A few scattered light snow showers are expected later tonight, as well as a few flurries today. We're not completely dry. This is driven by a trough, which is a larger area or ripple in the atmosphere of low pressure here. And this is going to drag in some scattered snow showers across the board today. Now, tonight, when it comes to accumulations, they look to be almost negligible to non-existent in the Mohawk Valley, and a few spots of an inch or two in areas in the hilltops south. So in our skycast today, cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid to upper teens. We'll see a few flurries falling before turning to scattered snow showers tonight. Again, the focus is in parts of central Madison County, Route 20 corridor. That's where most of that snowfall looks to take place. Then we'll see that snow wind down Friday, potentially return again Friday night in a form of a few flurries once more, but still cold weather sticks around through the start of the weekend. When it comes to accumulations, as I mentioned previously, no major changes to our snowfall forecast. Remaining pretty persistent. We're going to be seeing an inch or two of accumulation areas to the north and south, 2 to 4 inches in some of those hilltop locations. But again, this isn't going to be a this is going to be an intense event. This is going to be a few areas seeing light snowfall for a longer duration, and that's where you get that snowfall of 2 to 4 inches. So not a whole lot of snow is expected for the next couple of days. And beyond that, actually, we could see a reduction in snowfall with some warmer temperatures on the way by Monday and Tuesday of next week. We're above 32 degrees. Yes, a February thaw with highs in the upper 30s to low 40s. We could see even a mix of rain and snow on Tuesday. We'll keep you posted on the impacts of that.
The Weather Team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Thursday, today it's a cold one, but a quieter day today. Well, we'll see a few flurries here and there, but weather impacts look to be non-existent. Let's recap, though, a few photos submitted to us on social media of some amazing reports of snowfall in parts of northwestern to northern United County. This one, of course, in Camden, of some massive snowbanks here. And you can even see someone standing on top of it to give you a perspective as to how tall some of these are. So huge snowbanks here in Camden. Let's turn the page to West Amboy, which is northwest of Camden. You can see here 9 feet of snow on the ground. The path into the house looks to be a maze. Just the sheer amount of snow here is mind-boggling here in some parts of the northern areas of Oneida County. Last one photo here taken from Donna Jean Davis in Ava. Look at all this snowfall here, and the main focus with this photo is where you even put all the snow. Where do you put it? There's so much snow everywhere else. There's nowhere for it to go. So that's the big challenge a lot of folks, especially those of you up north, are facing with this recent snowfall. So speaking of snowfall, we're not done with it for the near term, but we're not looking at anything like what we saw earlier in the week with intense heavy snow. A few scattered light snow showers are expected later tonight, as well as a few flurries today. We're not completely dry. This is driven by a trough, which is a larger area or ripple in the atmosphere of low pressure here. And this is going to drag in some scattered snow showers across the board today. Now, tonight, when it comes to accumulations, they look to be almost negligible to non-existent in the Mohawk Valley, and a few spots of an inch or two in areas in the hilltops south. So in our skycast today, cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid to upper teens. We'll see a few flurries falling before turning to scattered snow showers tonight. Again, the focus is in parts of central Madison County, Route 20 corridor. That's where most of that snowfall looks to take place. Then we'll see that snow wind down Friday, potentially return again Friday night in a form of a few flurries once more, but still cold weather sticks around through the start of the weekend. When it comes to accumulations, as I mentioned previously, no major changes to our snowfall forecast. Remaining pretty persistent. We're going to be seeing an inch or two of accumulation areas to the north and south 2 to 4 inches in some of those hilltop locations. But again, this isn't going to be a long last, this is going to be an intense event. This is going to be a few areas seeing light snowfall for a longer duration, and that's where you get that snowfall of 2 to 4 inches. So not a whole lot of snow is expected for the next couple of days. And beyond that, actually, we could see a reduction in snowfall with some warmer temperatures on the way by Monday and Tuesday of next week. We're above 32 degrees. Yes, a February thaw with highs in the upper 30s to low 40s. We could see even a mix of rain and snow on Tuesday. We'll keep you posted on the impacts of that.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Thursday, today it's a cold one, but a quieter day today. Well, we'll see a few flurries here and there, but weather impacts look to be non-existent. Let's recap, though, a few photos submitted to us on social media of some amazing reports of snowfall in parts of northwestern to northern United County. This one, of course, in Camden, of some massive snowbanks here, and you can even see someone standing on top of it to give you a perspective as to how tall some of these are. So huge snowbanks here in Camden. Let's turn the page to West Amboy, which is northwest of Camden. You can see here 9 feet of snow on the ground. The path into the house looks to be a maze. It's just the sheer amount of snow here is mind-boggling here in some parts of the northern areas of Oneida County. Last one photo here taken from Donna Jean Davis in Ava. Look at all this snowfall here, and the main focus with this photo is where you even put all this snow. Where do you put it? There's so much snow everywhere else. There's nowhere for it to go. So that's the big challenge a lot of folks, especially those of you up north, are facing with this recent snowfall. So speaking of snowfall, we're not done with it for the near term, but we're not looking at anything like what we saw earlier in the week with intense heavy snow. A few scattered light snow showers are expected later tonight, as well as a few flurries today. We're not completely dry. This is driven by a trough, which is a larger area or ripple in the atmosphere of low pressure here. And this is going to drag in some scattered snow showers across the board today. Now, tonight, when it comes to accumulations, they look to be almost negligible to non-existent in the Mohawk Valley, and a few spots of an inch or two in areas in the hilltops south. So in our Skycast today, cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid to upper teens. We'll see a few flurries falling before turning to scattered snow showers tonight. Again, the focus is in parts of central Madison County, Route 20 corridor. That's where most of that snowfall looks to take place. Then we'll see that snow wind down Friday, potentially return again Friday night in a form of a few flurries once more, but still cold weather sticks around through the start of the weekend. When it comes to accumulations, as I mentioned previously, no major changes to our snowfall forecast. Remaining pretty persistent. We're going to be seeing an inch or two of accumulation areas to the north and south, 2 to 4 inches in some of those hilltop locations. But again, this isn't going to be a long this is going to be an intense event. This is going to be a few areas seeing light snowfall for a longer duration, and that's where you get that snowfall of 2 to 4 inches. So not a whole lot of snow is expected for the next couple of days. And beyond that, actually, we could see a reduction in snowfall with some warmer temperatures on the way by Monday and Tuesday of next week. We're above 32 degrees. Yes, a February thaw with highs in the upper 30s to low 40s. We could see even a mix of rain and snow on Tuesday. We'll keep you posted on the impacts of that.
With Steve McMurray.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray in for Gary. We'll get to those stories in just a few minutes, but first, the storms are gone, but the destruction remains. In Camden, like many communities, roofs are collapsing beneath massive mounds of snow that simply aren't melting thanks to persistent cold temperatures. We're going to head straight to meteorologist Eric Gage, who joins us live from Camden to give us a look at what they're dealing with. Eric, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Steve. We are live here at Camden, where, as you can see behind me, there has been plenty of snow, more snow than some folks know what to do with. And the growing issue here locally has been, for one, there's nowhere really to put the snow. You can see some of these snow, this is just not even snow drifts, just sustained snow up to my waist. And some of these snow packs or the snow mounds next to me appear to be the size of a one-story building. And again, the trick is right here, the amount of snow and where to put it. And another issue as well is who can help with the snow removal. There's been a lot of people coming in and helping as well. And I also want to bring in, Jessica, who is part of the Camden Center for Life, or Center for Community Development. And as you can see here, the snow behind me is a whole lot, and I want to first just pick your brains about, for example, how much this amount of snow is for your area, and is the community coming together? And if so, do you guys think that there could be more that could be done?
I don't remember having this much snow since I was little. It's pretty amazing to see. The community has come together amazingly, and our town and village officials have been doing the best they can to get the snow off the grounds, off the roads as best they can. But the force is small, and so the folks are getting tired. In addition, it's individual homeowners that are vulnerable, that are not able to get out of their homes and get to the places they need to for food and medicine. That's really starting to take its toll on the morale of the community.
But you say as well, on top of that, even though the difficulty with this is really high, you're saying that also this community is strong and it's so tight-knit that people are going out of the way to help each other. You told me before that there were even a team, a football team that was able to come in and help as well.
In Holland Patton, a team football players, or VVS, they came in. But our community definitely is coming together and helping out their neighbors, shoveling out driveways and trying to shovel off roofs to try to help alleviate some of that need. It's just so much snow and there's no place for it to go.
And so you think that, yes, even though with all people coming in and helping, that you think there should be more awareness, that you think not only just the local Camden community around the surrounding towns and whatnot, but also more than the county, maybe even the state as well, jumping in, maybe helping out, because again, there's so much snow.
Yeah, definitely. It's harder to see the impact in a rural community because we live spread out and we live behind trees, and so you just don't see it. And so it can be easy to ignore. We definitely need the support of the larger state or federal assistance just to be able to get back into our homes and get back out, but also thinking about the long-term damage that's happening to our buildings because of the weight of this snow. We know that we won't see the total impact on that until the snow starts to melt in the spring, which then poses challenges with flooding. So I think that this is a long-term problem that we're going to be facing for many months.
Yes, and that's the growing problem as well. It's not immediate impacts, but again, it is going to be the potential for long-term impacts with damage with buildings, even potential for flooding. And again, this is just for now, a lot of snow to deal with, and we're going to talk a little bit more coming up in a few minutes about if there's more snow on the way and if there's great weather for even more than just the local community to come in and help. So for now, I'll send it back to you, Steve.
All right, Eric reporting live from Camden. We'll check in with you shortly. Well, Virginia and other states are digging out today after a blast of winter weather, so we're not alone. Snow and cold has forced schools to close there, and authorities are urging drivers to stay off the roads. NBC's Gary Grumbach reports from Hampton Roads, Virginia.
Hey there, good morning from the Virginia Beach Boardwalk, where it's not so much a beach day, but it is definitely a snow day over at Norfolk International Airport. They recorded more than 10 inches of snow, but the snow has now stopped falling. What's here now is the cold, bitter winds and the cold weather, making it feel like single digits out here in Hampton Roads. Schools are closed due to the snow and the weather. Many businesses are closed, but those kids, they're not out of school because of the way technology works these days. They're on virtual learning, asynchronous learning morning. So they'll have to wait for those snowball fights until later in the day. But officials are saying that's good news because they want folks to stay off the roads for much of the day. Virginia State Police tells us more than 200 incidents of cars careening off the road or crashing into one another because they were driving on these snow-filled highways. They asked for folks to please let their crews, let their plows get through, clear the major roadways before heading out to where you need to go. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot. In other news, Hannaford in Rome is still closed today thanks to all the snow on their roof. Now, we did hear back from them this morning. They said they don't know how long it will take to remove it all and ensure the integrity of the roof and safety of everyone inside the store, but they'll let us know as soon as they reopen, and of course, we'll let you know when that happens. They closed yesterday, posting a sign out front saying that the building was indeed closed. Other news, an indictment in the fatal beating homicide of Marcy Correctional Facility.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are live here in Camden right now, where the sun is finally shining after an onslaught of snow over the past several days, enough to still again collect snow everywhere across the town, even not just this local area, but for example, heading up closer to Florence, Lee Center, even in Point Rock, a lot of locations, just so much snow and nowhere to put it. But I will tell you right now, at least regarding the short-term forecast, there looks to be no more regarding any more of this additional heavy snowfall. Take a look at those temperatures out there right now. The sun is shining. It's a cold sunshine. Those temperatures are sitting at 18 degrees in Whitesboro, 15 degrees in Otter Lake. Closer we are, it's around 17 degrees over in Westmoreland as of now. So again, it is a very cold afternoon right now. The radar still looking mainly quiet here locally, but that will change as we head into tonight. As you can see here, the snow is falling, but it's not really from the snow falling from the sky. It's the trees that are so collected with snowfall at this point. But on the radar, we are tracking some more snowfall arriving here over the next couple of days. But the accumulations pretty much on the light side. Only hilltops really that could see anything more than just light dusting of snow here and there. So again, on our Skycast, pretty much nothing notable. We've got cloudy skies moving in. Again, the sun is shining right now, but that will change as we turn the page to this afternoon and this evening. But we are tracking, of course, those scattered snow showers that arrive overnight tonight. This will continue through early tomorrow morning, before turning to more cloudy skies and quieter weather before, again, Friday night when more light snow arrives. But again, these accumulations aren't really going to amount to much. Again, we're looking at maybe an inch or two tops in some of these hilltop locations, maybe 3 to 4 inches. But for now, again, the majority of the high impact snow, the whiteouts, the wind, is done for now, allowing a lot of folks around this area to eventually continue cleaning up some of this insane amount of snow. For a lack of a better word, there is just snowbanks double the size of me, and we'll of course show that coming up in just a few minutes. But for now, those temperatures you can see here are going to continue to climb from the 20s and teens for now up into the 40s. We have a little bit of a heat wave, a minor heat wave by the end of February into eventually early March. 30s and 40s, enough for some snow melt. And that's what we'll keep a close eye on because, of course, we don't want that snow to melt very quickly. We don't want those temperatures to rise very quickly because that turns to potential for flooding as well. But your 7-day forecast, 20s and teens momentarily, eventually up into the 30s and 40s by next week. A few snow chances here and there, but again, we're not looking at anything major for accumulations for the near term. So at least for now, a lot of the folks here in Camden, which are busy digging things out, will have a lot more quiet weather to deal with that. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks a lot. We'll be checking in with you again before the end of the newscast as the cleanup continues in Camden and all around the Mohawk Valley. We'll check in with you again shortly, as I said. Still ahead this noon, rising concern.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. We are live here at the Village Park in Camden. However, what you're seeing right now is a massive snow pile near Main Street in Camden itself. You can see here these snowbanks are potentially as high as 18 to 20 feet. And you can't even see the parking lot, which is behind that pile there. But as we turn the camera a little bit, I want to showcase some of these trees here. Look at the snow collected on them, almost like frosting there. And the sheer amount of snow that's fallen, that snow has not melted just yet. And as we're right here again live at the Village Park here in Camden, behind me is Main Street. And with Main Street behind me, you can actually take a look right here and see some of those snowbanks, which again are covering almost entire businesses. I spoke to a business owner on the street here who says the banks which are covering the glass might not help business whatsoever with the fact you can't even see inside the shops themselves. You might even notice where the building is. But the sidewalks are plowed. The park here, of course, is plowed, and the roads are plowed here. But again, there's just so much snow here across Camden, across the area, including locations north and south. We're including, for example, Florence, even up near Taberg, as well as Point Rock, Ava, Lee Center. All of these locations here have just been seeing a sheer amount of snow that a lot of it there's nowhere else for it to go. You can see behind me, this is not a pile of snow that's collected. This is the snowpack that's on the ground. Everywhere in this Camden area, this is as high as the snow is. It's up to above my ankles here, above my knees, almost to my waist. And just a perspective, I'm 6 feet tall. This is roughly about 3, 4, some spots in the snow drifts, even high as 5 or 6 feet. So again, just looking around the area here, this is just in the Village Park, and you can see some of these snow piles here, just immense with the just incredible amounts of snow here, trees coated in snow as well. And the biggest concern with this snowfall has been the fact that this snow is heavy. It's dense. There's been frost, there's been thaws and refreezes, and the issue with that is the snow is incredibly dense, and it can cause some roof collapses, which have already taken place. And so you have, of course, a lot of local businesses, even houses we have witnessed here as well, that have seen collapses. And this is a growing issue. The snow isn't going away anytime soon, at least the amount of it. And this can cause some serious damage, even some of it which might not even be seen outside, structural damage that you won't notice until it's too late. So again, a lot of these local people in the town itself and the neighboring areas, they're tough people. They said it before, they're a tough community, but this is reaching, at some points, their breaking point, and they just need some more assistance. So if you know anyone who is willing to come out and help shovel, help get rid of some of this snowfall, because again, the list of potential roof collapses might only just continue to grow. But at least for the near term, for the forecast, we're not tracking anything major regarding additional snowfall like this, which is the great news. It allows more time for this to be cleaned up. But for now, again, the attention goes to local areas of Camden and northwestern Oneida County as the cleanup continues. We'll be right back.
Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
All right, getting a little bit of light snow out there this evening, but it really shouldn't cause any big headaches. We are tracking just a few flurries as we take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The snow is pretty widespread, but it's very, very light. It's going to be enough to coat the ground, but it is not going to cause any big issues. I know we've had so much snow lately, but this one really shouldn't cause any more additional headaches. 17 degrees is the current temperature. It feels like 2. It's going to remain cold here for about the next 24 hours. Cold weather will continue through tomorrow. We're going to have wind chills tomorrow, a little bit colder than today, especially across the Mohawk Valley. But as we head into Friday night and Saturday, that's when things start to change. We're expecting warmer weather to slowly arrive heading into the weekend and a prolonged thaw in the forecast. And we're going to stay away from any big snowstorms or any big heavy snow accumulations over the next several days. We are tracking some of those warmer temperatures. We're also going to take a look at some seasonal snowfall totals across the area so far. We'll look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Camden is continuing to dig out after multiple lake effect snowstorms brought the area several feet of snow. Snowbanks tower over city streets, some almost a story high. The main issues: Too much snow and nowhere to put it. More concerning issue, though, is the sheer weight of the snow. This dense snowpack is causing and wreaking havoc on roofs. Multiple collapses across not only the town but surrounding areas. You've got businesses, homes buckling under carloads of snow. Notably, Lucky Shots, the local bowling alley, suffered significant damage. The roof appeared to have collapsed on parts of the bowling lanes. Another important building is the Camden Life Center. It's a community center where they provide a wide array of social services to the area. They suffered a tragic collapse as well.
We were getting ready to renovate this space, which was a 2-story garage, into a youth center and a community coffee shop. And on February 10th, when the building collapsed, that's obviously going to be setting our plans back and having to help us really rethink how we're going to move forward to continue with these plans.
I will say, as a community, when the garage did collapse, everyone did come together to help us, and we had, from the local fire and police, town and village officials all came over and were tremendous, helpful, supportive.
Community has been a common word used by several people our crews checked in with throughout the village. Neighbors just helping neighbors. Although today's weather was still bitter cold, it didn't stop local residents from continuing the long process of digging out homes, driveways, sidewalks, with their snow up to their heads in some places. Not only were there individual shovelers, but groups coming together to shovel snow off of roofs. While our crew was up there, we saw one group, over 10 people, clear multiple roofs over the span of just a few hours. One resident who just recently came back from a vacation went straight to shoveling even more snow.
A lot of people helping other people. You don't see much price gouging on trying to get the snow out of driveways and things like that. So it's really, we have a great community here and they all try to help each other. Our neighbor kept us cleaned out as much as she could while we were gone, so it was nice to not have to come back to all of it. I think this is a private citizen helping people out too, going by behind us trying to get people cleared out. It's what we need to get the banks out of here around here.
Although a lot of progress is made, there's still so much snow. Some residents ask if anyone is willing to lend a hand to help shovel or plow or even check on your neighbors. Just to ask on the town's social media pages like Facebook. It's called Camden, New York. And there you can connect with people who are desperate for help.
It's been 1 month since President Trump took office, and the effects are being felt.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. I'm tracking widespread, very light snow that's expected to continue as we head into this evening as well as tonight. Let's take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The snow is widespread. It's very, very light, and it's coming from a very weak disturbance moving through the region. We do expect a light accumulation. For most of us, this will produce less than an inch of accumulation. Most of us is even less than that, about a half an inch. And this is going to continue for the next several hours, falling at a very light, steady pace as it moves in from the northwest. Live look in downtown Utica, temperature of 17 degrees. You can see those light snow showers and flurries falling. Pretty good visibility here. That's one way we can tell how heavy the snow is based on how far we can see into the distance. And again, the buildings are showing up pretty well here. And also notice the roads are not seeing any big impacts here from this snow. Again, we're expecting this to be very, very light. Doing some research and doing some archiving here, was able to come up with a list of some season snowfall totals from some of our weather spotters across the area. This is since the season began. Boonville, 221.2 inches of snow. Point Rock, 210 inches. Salisbury, 155 inches. Utica, where we've been taking measurements, 97.5 inches. Hartwick, 85.4 inches. And then Maryland and Otsego County, 65.4 inches. Of course, we would love to see more towns do this, more locations, but this is the list that we have throughout the area. Always looking for more spotters. If you're ever interested, just let us know. Again, we can definitely use more season snowfall reports throughout the upcoming winter. Of course, it's too late for this winter, maybe next winter. Looking outside, we've been getting some big time snow drifts. This picture from Sylvan Beach. This is taken by Mia, and the weather looks pretty quiet. Aside from the light snow, the cold weather will continue to persist for about the next 24 hours. It is cold out there. Deansboro, 14 degrees. Westmoreland, 17. Little Falls, 19. Across Southern Valleys, Cooperstown, 14. Oneonta, 12. And it stays cold. Tonight, we'll drop down into the single digits. Tomorrow, we're expecting high temperatures to be similar to today, but there will be more wind in the Mohawk Valley, which means the wind chills will be colder than today, making it feel more like single digits. Light snow showers continue across central New York. There is a disturbance moving in from the northwest. This is not going to last long. We'll be dealing with some light snow showers tonight. Temperatures drop down into the teens and single digits. Friday looks like a pretty quiet weather day. It is cold, but it's generally dry. Temperatures climb into the teens. Tomorrow night, cloudy skies give way to some breaks by Saturday morning. We're expecting some sunshine here for Saturday and a noticeable warm-up. Temperatures climb into the upper 20s to low 30s. Tonight, a few flurries, low temperature of 11. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies. Again, a flurry is possible in the morning, otherwise a pretty quiet afternoon. A bit of a breeze. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Saturday, a high of 30, some light snow showers on Sunday, 31. Next week, a prolonged thaw is expected, and it's a relatively slow thaw, which is good news because, obviously with so much snow on the ground to the north, that is going to be a concern. I don't think anytime soon, but as we get into the springtime, that could cause some flooding.
Will the
snow melt.
thaw be enough to start breaking up waterways?
Probably not. We would need warmer temperatures for a prolonged period of time.
Bill, thank you.
Thank you, Bill. An Arctic blast continues to break cold records across the U.S. today.
Yeah, with several southern states seeing double-digit snowfalls and air travel snarled up and down the eastern seaboard. Laura Aguirre reports.
This is a disaster, and it's not getting any better.
Sharon Pearson of Clarksville, Tennessee, is among 100 million people under extreme cold alerts, stretching border to border from the central U.S. and heading east today, with some temperatures plummeting 40 degrees below average.
You look out through here and you think there's a lake. It's not.
Flooding across parts of the mid-Atlantic from storms last weekend is not expected to crest in some areas until tomorrow. In freezing temperatures, that poses even more threats.
We're, concerned about, freezing pipes.
I worry that now our floors are going to buckle.
Cities in Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas breaking multiple cold records, including one from as far back as 1905.
I have seen so many times where we were promised snow and we never got it, and this time we actually got it.
Coastal Virginia and downtown Norfolk snapped a 1989 daily snowfall record with over 10 inches. Neighbors celebrated Wednesday night with an impromptu snowball fight. Snow-covered roadways, however, are another story.
Unnecessary travel not only puts you at risk, but also the public safety personnel, power crews, and DOT workers that will need to respond if there is an issue.
Most winter storm alerts will expire by tonight as the snowfall moves offshore, but forecasters warn the frigid cold could stick around through most of the weekend. In Charlotte, North Carolina, I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Still ahead here, an update on a grocery store that was forced to close yesterday.
Also tonight, bird flu fix? What a vaccine for chickens could...
Today, and corporate officials have confirmed it is because of the snow. They said they don't know how long it will take to remove it all and ensure the integrity of the roof and safety of everyone inside. They say they're working to open as quickly as possible. If you use this store's pharmacy and need an urgent prescription, you should call another Hannaford pharmacy.
Let's get you back over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
It has been an unbelievable stretch of weather here. We continue to get just some incredible pictures. This picture from Michael Lacey in Camden shoveling the roof. And from what I'm told, when the snow is not there, that's a 16-foot drop. There's just no place to put the snow, and it is going to be sticking around. At least the overall weather pattern doesn't add very much more for the next several days. We do have some light snow out there today, but it's going to be very, very light, less than a half an inch of accumulation region-wide. But again, some light snow will continue here as we take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Temperatures are going to start to warm up as we head into next week. So we are going to start the melting process. It's going to be a slow melt, but this is not how things will be going. This is just a temporary thaw. Looking beyond this, it does look like it is going to get colder again as we head towards the end of the month. If you're taking the dog out for a walk this evening, it's cold, temperatures in the teens, light snow. Tonight's featured dog, Winnie from Whitesboro. This is brought to you by Nissan. Again, we're tracking some of those warmer temperatures ahead. A look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
February break from school means art.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Many folks are still digging out from the major snowfall that took place earlier this week, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. So we are tracking some pretty quiet weather. We definitely could use a few more days to dig out. It's been a process. Travel is improving across the area still compared to where it was just 2 to 3 days earlier. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. There is some light snow taking place, but this is very light. We're expecting less than 1 inch of accumulation between now and tomorrow morning. And temperature downtown Utica of 17 degrees. Again, roads have gotten a lot better. Driving conditions have improved. We saw some sunshine again today, and that's allowed for some of the snow to melt on the pavement. It can do that even if it's below freezing. We're now into the end of February, or the tail end of February, and the sun angle is a lot higher than it was just a couple of weeks ago, and it's starting to make a difference. This is a look at Florence. This was earlier this week from Laura Martin. I want to thank all the folks that have been sending in pictures. There's a whole bunch of them. You can find them on our website as well as our Facebook page. And again, the pictures, the video, the experience is unbelievable. And like mentioned, we've been passing along some snowfall totals from earlier this week. Let's take a look at this as a whole across the entire season. Since the snow season started, we've had over 200 inches of snow in Boonville and Point Rock, 155 inches in Salisbury. Utica's total, 97.5 inches. That puts Utica exactly 2 feet above average for this date. And the totals do go down as you head south. But again, it has been, there's one thing that's very clear. We've had an abundance of snowfall across the entire area, but it's been most notable north of the Mohawk Valley. In addition to the higher snowfall, there's also been just an absence of thaws. We've had very little days where temperatures have climbed above freezing. So the snow in general has been sticking around even more so than usual. It hasn't been super cold this winter, but we just have had this consistent range in temperature below freezing. Cassville, 14 degrees, Barneveld, 15, Fairfield, 15, Westford seems to be a popular number, 15 degrees. Tomorrow, temperatures will climb into the teens. Wind chills will be in the single digits, but it does look pretty quiet. Aside from some light snow showers tonight and early tomorrow, the weather patterns stay pretty quiet. Low pressure continues to move off the Atlantic. Again, that's moving away from us. We're looking at cloudy skies. Temperatures drop down into the single digits tonight. Tomorrow, it's mostly cloudy. A couple of flurries in the morning, but again, very little accumulation. Heading into the weekend, we're looking at cloudy skies Friday night. Should get a couple of breaks in the overcast by Saturday morning. Mostly cloudy skies on Saturday. Noticeably warmer. Temperatures climb into the upper 20s. Flurries tonight, low temperature of 11. Some flurries early tomorrow. Otherwise, a cloudy, cold day, 21 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. A noticeable change in temperature over the weekend. High temperatures near 30 both Saturday and Sunday. Next week, we're looking at high temperatures above freezing. In fact, a little bit of a thaw, an extended thaw. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with high temperatures in the upper 30s. We'll be right back.
With Kristen Copeland and Jason Pallas.
2 o'clock this afternoon, the indictment was unsealed, and one by one, the Marcy Corrections officers charged in the homicide of Robert Brooks were arraigned in Oneida County Court.
And the victim's family present. And we'll hear from his son in just a minute. But first, we want to break down the charges for you. Charged with murder and manslaughter.
Thanks, Jason. 2 courtrooms here at the Oneida County Courthouse were packed today with people wanting to get their first glimpse of these former corrections officers turned criminal defenders.
She says Robert Brooks should be alive today and that the brutal attack was sickening.
Prison protests statewide continue. Corrections officers are refusing to enter for their shifts, citing poor working conditions. The governor, who deployed the National Guard yesterday,
driving his pickup truck in the wrong direction when it hit a tractor trailer. That's the tractor trailer in the picture. It overturned down a shallow embankment near exit 30 in Herkimer. This is in the westbound lanes. Smith's dad was with him. He sustained minor injuries. The driver of the tractor trailer was not hurt.
Time now for a first look at the forecast tonight. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Tracking a few light snow showers and flurries in place as we take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The snow this evening is going to be very light. For the most part, this is going to be less than 1 inch of accumulation, but it will linger into tonight. So will the cold. Current temperature 16 degrees at Griffiths and Rome. It feels like 3. It's a very cold night ahead. With cloud cover, we'll see temperatures in the single digits. The cold weather sticks around through tomorrow. We do have some warmer weather in store as we head into the weekend. Not seeing any big snowmakers here over the next several days, so some good news there to all the folks that still have a lot of cleaning up to do, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. Light snow this evening, temperatures in the teens. I've got to look at the latest season snowfall totals across the area. Some big numbers to pass along, especially across the North Country. Look at the forecasts coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Hannaford in Rome was closed for a second day, and corporate officials have confirmed it is because of all of the snow.
They said they don't know how long it will take to remove it all and ensure the integrity of the roof and safety for everyone inside the store. They say they are working to reopen as quickly as possible. Now, if you use the store's pharmacy and you have an urgent need for a prescription, you should call other Hannaford pharmacies.
Camden is continuing to dig out after multiple lake effect snowstorms brought several feet of snow. Look at those snowbanks towering over city streets, some almost a story high. The main issues, too much snow and nowhere to put it. The more concerning issue, however, is the sheer weight of the snow. Dense snowpack causing havoc on roofs. Notably, Lucky Shots, the local bowling alley, suffered significant damage. The roof collapsed into parts of the bowling lanes, and another important building, that's the Camden Life Center, they suffered a collapse as well.
We were getting ready to renovate this space, which was a 2-story garage, into a youth center and a community coffee shop. And on February 10th, when the building collapsed, that's obviously going to be setting our plans back and having to help us really rethink how we're going to move forward to continue with these plans.
Community is a common word used by several people that our crews were checking in with throughout the village. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Although today's weather was still bitter cold, it didn't stop local residents from continuing the long process of digging out driveways, sidewalks. They show up with their snow up to their heads. Some people, look at this guy. Not only were there individual shovelers, but there were groups coming together to shovel off roofs. And while our crew was up there, we saw one group over 10 people long, clearing multiple roofs over the span of a few hours. One resident there who just recently came back from vacation went straight to work, shoveling even more snow.
A lot of people helping other people. You don't see much price gouging on trying to get the snow out of driveways and things like that. So it's really, we have a great community here, and they all try to help each other. Our neighbor kept us cleaned out as much as she could while we were gone, so it was nice to not have to come back to all of it.
Some folks are asking if anybody's willing to lend a hand to shovel, plow, or just check in on neighbors. You go to the social media pages for the town. It's Camden, New York on Facebook. There you can connect with people who are in desperate need of help. And if you're looking for a sweet treat today after dinner, well, why not just head on out to a cocktail and dessert bar named Silk Utica. It's opening tomorrow. And we got our first look today. It's an eclectic look and feel. Silk is on Genesee Street, stone's throw from Utica Coffee, and they have a CIA-trained pastry chef. If you're wondering what we mean, it's Culinary Institute of America, and they serve desserts and cocktails. It's all a cool vibe.
And the cocktails are pretty crazy, very vibrant in color, very eclectic glassware, super fun stuff. There's things that come out that are hanging in like a bird cage. There's one that's like a lady silhouette. There's a bee glass. It's meant to be very fun and an experience from the moment that you walk in till the moment you leave.
Don't forget to ask about their hidden menu as well.
Oh, a hidden menu. I got to see the first menu first. Sofronio Vasquez, winner of...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking some light snow moving across central New York. It's not going to be all that heavy. I know there's a lot of people that are still cleaning out after incredibly heavy snowfall that's been falling earlier this week. It's been a process, and we can handle snow around here, but wow, it's just been too much for a lot of places. Again, tracking some very light snow this evening across central New York. This will continue into tonight. Live look in downtown Utica. Now that we are about 6:15, we still have a little bit of twilight in the air. That is encouraging. Spring is around the corner. Whether or not it actually comes in sooner than later is a different concern. Florence, lots and lots of photos like this. Very, very heavy accumulation across the northern half of our area. This picture from Laura Martin. Can you imagine opening your door and seeing something like that? The folks up to the north have been digging out for the past several days. We've got a list of season snowfall totals. This is updated as of today from our very diligent spotters. It's been very hard to do this winter with so many different snowfalls. Boonville, 221.2 inches of snow for the season so far. Point Rock, 210 inches. Salisbury, 155. Utica, 97.5 inches. That is exactly 2 feet above average for today's date. That's also more than we typically get in an entire season. So we are going to be above average one way or the other by the end of this season. Hartwick, 85.4 inches in Maryland, measuring 65.4 inches of snow. And again, we still have the rest of this month as well as March certainly to go. As far as our weather is concerned, we've got cold weather in place. It'll be sticking around for about the next 24 hours. A little bit more of a warm-up as we look ahead. Whitesboro, 15 degrees. Mike in New Hartford, 17. Norway, Donna with 17 degrees. Westford checking in with 15. It's going to be another cold day tomorrow. Temperatures in the teens. The winds will also be a factor. It's going to make wind chills feel like lower single digits. A little bit windier tomorrow compared to even today. Some light snow showers around. This is as an area of low pressure moves off the coast. And again, we'll be tracking some flurries in the air through tonight. Little is expected to accumulate. We're down into the teens and single digits tonight. Not quite as cold as last night, but cold enough. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the teens, some flurries are possible in the morning. The weather looks pretty quiet. Heading into tomorrow night, mostly cloudy skies. A few breaks in the overcast early Saturday. Saturday looks noticeably warmer, too, with high temperatures climbing into the upper 20s. Tonight, flurries, low temperature of 11. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, some flurries in the morning, temperatures in the low 20s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. It will feel much less cold over the weekend. High temperatures near 30 both Saturday and Sunday. A few flurries are possible late Sunday. Next week, temperatures climb above freezing for an extended period of time. Temperatures in the upper 30s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We have to watch the snow melt going forward. And I think this is going to be a long haul with all the snow on the ground, all the water in that snow. Flooding is probably going to be an issue, but again, we'll deal with it as soon as we can see it.
Bill, thank you.
Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. The Section 3 tournament brought to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. You continue to get some amazing pictures from all this snow.
Feet and feet and feet of snow on the ground up north. This picture from Camden. This is when there's no snow. This is a 16-foot drop.
Holy cow.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. This is from Michael Lacey in Camden. Feet and feet of snow remain on the ground tonight. The good news is that we're not adding to it tonight, or at least not adding much. We are seeing a few very light snow showers out there. Accumulations tonight will be less than 1 inch. We've got a very weak disturbance moving through the region. Light snow showers will continue overnight into tomorrow morning. It's cold out there. Our temperature 15 degrees. It feels like 5. We do have a wind out there from the west-northwest at around 7 miles an hour. Temperatures are going to be cold again tomorrow, but there are signs that the weather warms up. Temperatures will be in the 30s over the weekend, and then back closer to 40 degrees heading into early next week. Actually, a little bit of a thaw in the forecast for a change. Some above freezing temperatures early next week. Mostly cloudy tonight, low temperature of 11. We are tracking, again, another cold night ahead, but things will change. And look at the forecasts coming out. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Let's go back to Camden, where they continue to dig out after multiple lake-effect snowstorms. Brought several feet of snow. Snowbanks tower over some city streets, some almost a story high. The main issue, too much snow and nowhere to put it. And more concerning issue is the sheer weight of the snow. The dense snowpack causing roofs to cave in. Lucky Shots, the local bowling alley, suffered significant damage. The roof appears to have collapsed on parts of the bowling lanes, and another building, the Camden Life Center, suffered a collapse as well.
We were getting ready to renovate this space, which was a 2-story garage, into a youth center and a community coffee shop. And on February 10th, when the building collapsed, that's obviously going to be setting our plans back and having to help us really rethink how we're going to move forward to continue with these plans.
Community has been a common word that was used by several people when our crews were up there throughout the village. Neighbors just helping neighbors. Hannaford in Rome is closed for a second day. Corporate officials have confirmed it's because of the snow. They said they do not know how long it's going to take to remove it all and ensure the integrity of the roof, safety of everyone inside the store. They say they are working to reopen as quickly as possible. If you see the store's pharmacy, if you use, I should say, the store's pharmacy, and you need an urgent prescription, you should call another Hannaford pharmacy for that. The snow came during February break, so it's a perfect time for the kiddos to get out for Art Alive in Munson.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. It's cold out there, temperature of 15 degrees. We've been seeing some very light snow showers and flurries, and in some spots it was just enough to make a few slippery spots on area roads, especially secondary roads and higher elevations. But for the most part, it's more of a nuisance snowfall, just enough where you have to brush off the car, and it might make a few spots slippery. But compared to what we've been dealing with here for the past several days, past several weeks, really isn't a big deal. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, do watch out. Some of the higher terrain, maybe a slippery spot or two tonight. Light snow will continue. We're looking at very little accumulation. Wanted to give you an update on season snowfall totals. This is a look at our spotters that collect totals throughout the season. The records are generally complete. The one exception is Point Rock. After doing some investigation, there was some snowfall numbers missing between January 1st and 5th. So that puts Point Rock behind artificially compared to the other locations. And again, without those measurements, we don't just estimate here. 210, but again, between January 1st and 5th, there was a lot of snow in Point Rock too. Boonville, 221.2 inches of snow. Salisbury, 155 inches. Utica, 97.5 inches of snow. That puts Utica 2 feet above average for today's date. The average snow for Utica for the whole season is 95 inches, so we will finish above average, even if we don't get a single flake of snow for the rest of the season, which of course we know that's not going to happen. Cold weather is going to continue tomorrow. High temperatures in the upper teens. Wind chills will be in the single digits, the lower single digits, so dress nice and warm tomorrow. Radar and satellite image shows just a few light snow showers and flurries taking place across the region. There's a weak disturbance moving through. The weather looks pretty quiet over the next couple of days. Tonight, cloudy skies, overnight lows in the teens. Again, some flurries out there. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies. It's cold. Temperatures will be in the upper teens. Cloudy skies continue into tomorrow night. Overnight lows drop down into the single digits. Heading into Saturday, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, noticeably warmer with high temperatures in the upper 20s. A few flurries around tonight, low temperature of 11. Very light snow showers in the morning. Tomorrow, a high of 21. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather looks pretty quiet. We're up to 30 degrees over the weekend. Some light snow showers on Sunday. Monday, cloudy, 39. Rain and snow showers Tuesday as well as Thursday. An extended period of temperatures above freezing. At least for the next 4 days next week, we should at least get a break and a little bit of a thaw.
We could use that as long as it doesn't come too fast.
Right.
All right, thank you, Bill. Coming up next, bird flu. It's wiped out more than 50 million pickup truck the wrong direction on the highway when he hit a tractor trailer. That's the tractor trailer in the picture there. It overturned on a shallow embankment near exit 30 on the westbound lanes. Smith's dad was with him. He sustained minor injuries. The driver of the tractor trailer was not hurt. Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. We continue to get some amazing pictures.
Yeah.
You sent nearly 200 messages since this whole storm started.
It's been a lot to sift through. We're not complaining.
No. I'm just saying it's amazing how people reach out to you.
Yeah, we really appreciate it too. And you know what? We were talking about this yesterday during the Live at 5 News Hour. We just didn't get this kind of response the last time we had this kind of snow. February 2007. That's the most similar in terms of feet and feet of snow up north. But now that we have smartphones, we're getting all these pictures. And again, we appreciate this. This picture from Michael Lacey. That picture, by the way, standing on the roof, 16 feet high when there's no snow. It's just been absolutely an incredible stretch of weather here across the Tug Hill and North Country, anywhere across northern Oneida County. Still feet and feet of snow on the ground. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are seeing some light snow out there. We'll see a very light accumulation overnight. The bigger story is the cold weather, 15 degrees. It feels like 4, and it's cloudy out. Temperatures are going to slowly warm up over the next couple of days. We're actually going to climb above freezing early next week. Tonight is cold, temperatures in the teens. So we're tracking that slow warm up. Look at the forecast is coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. I want to go back to Camden because they continue to dig out after multiple lake effect snowstorms. Snowbanks tower over some city streets. Some of the almost a story high. The main issues there, too much snow and nowhere to put it. And more concerning, the sheer weight of the snow. That dense snowpack is causing roofs to collapse. Notably, Lucky Shots, you're looking at it right there, the local bowling alley, suffered significant damage. The roof appeared to have collapsed on parts of the bowling lanes. Another important building, the Camden Life Center, they suffered a collapse as well.
We were getting ready to renovate this space, which was a 2-story garage, into a youth center and a community coffee shop. And on February 10th, when the building collapsed, that's obviously going to be setting our plans back and having to help us really rethink how we're going to move forward to continue with these plans.
Community has been a common word used by several people as our crews checked in throughout the village. Neighbors helping neighbors. Hannaford and Rome closed for a second day, and corporate officials have confirmed it's because of the snow. They say they don't know how long it's going to take to remove it all and ensure the integrity of the roof and safety of everyone inside the store. They say they are working to reopen as quickly as possible. And this is an important note. If you use that store's pharmacy and you need an urgent prescription, you should call other Hannaford pharmacies. Well, the snow came during February break, so a perfect time for the kiddos to now get out and go to Art Alive at Munson. Very popular program.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track some very light snow showers and flurries moving across our area. This is a live look in downtown Utica. Temperature 15 degrees. It is cold out there. We are tracking some light snow showers on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. There's a very weak disturbance moving through, and we are looking at region-wide, generally light snow tonight through early tomorrow. But this is not going to accumulate to very much. We're thinking less than 1 inch of snowfall. Looking at some season snowfall totals, this is a look at our spotters. 221 inches reported throughout the whole season in Boonville. Point Rock, 210 inches. Salisbury, 155 inches. Utica, 97.5 inches. Utica, by the way, 2 feet above average for this date. Also, Utica averages 95 inches, so we're already over that number, and we have the rest of February and March to go, so we will be above average one way or another. Heading in towards Hartwick, 85.4 inches, Maryland, 65.4 inches. I have a little star next to Point Rock because I discovered going through the records that there were a couple of days that were missing. Sometimes that happens. We have volunteers that are doing this. Don't have any records between January 1st and 5th, and there was a lot of snow during that time period. So my suspicion is Point Rock is probably at the top of this list. But again, without measurements, consistent measurements, we can't just estimate this and, on the board here. We're trying to give you the best information we can. But again, we got to keep that in mind. Temperatures tomorrow in the teens. It's going to be another cold day. Look at the wind chill. Actually colder than today. Wind chills will be in the lower single digits tomorrow. And that's because we think there will be a little bit more wind from the west compared to today. We've got a disturbance that's bringing some light snow showers out there. Again, there's not much expected from this weak disturbance as it moves through. Cloudy skies will remain tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the teens. Mostly cloudy skies throughout Friday. A couple of flurries in the morning, but otherwise a pretty quiet day. Temperatures climb into the teens. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow night. Mostly cloudy skies on Saturday. Temperatures climb into the upper 20s to near 30 degrees. Flurries tonight, low temperature of 11. Tomorrow, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies and a few flurries, temperatures in the low 20s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Temperatures climb into the 30s Saturday and Sunday. We'll see some light snow showers here late Sunday. Monday, cloudy skies 39. It looks like a thaw is going to be upon us as we head into early next week with temperatures close to 40 degrees by Tuesday.
I've got what seems like an 8 or 9 foot snow pile in my driveway.
It'll be a little bit shorter by the end of next week.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Bill. Coming up next, bird flu wiped out more than 50 million.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track some light snow across central New York. It is going to fall very lightly with less than an inch of accumulation as we take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A lot of folks are still digging out from the record-setting snowfall that has happened across the northern half of our area. The amount of snow has just been unbelievable, and it's going to be a process for folks to continue to clean out and dig out. And I guess the good news going forward is that we don't have any big snow accumulations in the immediate future. Live look at downtown Utica, a temperature of 16 degrees. We did see some sunshine earlier today. Road conditions are generally good. The roads are still a little bit slippery on some of those side roads and higher elevations, but it has gotten a lot better over the past couple of days. The snow drifts, the pictures continue to come in. Some record-setting snowfall, massive amounts across northern Oneida County. This picture is from Sylvan Beach, and this is what happens when some of that wind blows over Oneida Lake. This picture from Mia. There are some cottages behind those mounds of snow, just to give you some perspective on how big some of those snow drifts are. We have some spotters that measure snowfall throughout the entire season. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. There's a lot of dedication involved. And so we really do appreciate the time that people take to do this. And they are volunteers. Bolinville, 221.2 inches of snowfall for the season. Point Rock, 210.6 inches. Salisbury, 155 inches. Utica, 97.5 inches. Hartwick, 85.4 inches. And Maryland, in the southern half of Otsego County, 65.4 inches. Utica, by the way, is over 2 feet compared to average for this date. And by the way, the average snowfall for the city of Utica for the whole season is 95 inches, so we will finish above average. It's just a matter of how far above average, and that is yet to be seen. Temperatures tomorrow will be cold again. High temperatures in the upper teens, wind chills in the single digits. A little bit colder tomorrow than today. I think the winds are going to blow faster across the Mohawk Valley than this afternoon. We're tracking some light snow from a disturbance dropping in from the northwest. Large area of low pressure moves out to sea, but we are feeling some of its influence tonight. Again, some flurries, some light snow will continue through tomorrow morning. A little of this is expected to accumulate. Temperatures drop into the single digits tonight. It's mostly cloudy throughout our Friday, and a few flurries are possible in the morning. Mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. Temperatures in the upper teens. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy skies will drop into the single digits to near zero. And then Saturday looks like a mostly cloudy day. It looks a lot warmer Saturday afternoon compared to the past several days, with high temperatures climbing into the upper 20s. Tonight, some flurries in the air, low temperature of 11. Tomorrow, a few flurries around early in the day. Another cold afternoon with a wind, meaning wind chills will be in the single digits. High temperature of 21. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Flurries, but a lot warmer over the weekend. High temperatures near 30 degrees both Saturday and Sunday. Monday looks dry, cloudy, 39 degrees. Light rain and snow showers Tuesday, 41. Cloudy on Wednesday, and then more light rain and snow showers possible next Thursday. An extended period of above freezing temperatures expected early next week.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track some light snow across central New York. It is going to fall very lightly with less than an inch of accumulation as we take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A lot of folks are still digging out from the record-setting snowfall that has happened across the northern half of our area. The amount of snow has just been unbelievable, and it's going to be a process for folks to continue to clean out and dig out. And I guess the good news going forward is that we don't have any big snow accumulations in the immediate future. Live look at downtown Utica, a temperature of 16 degrees. We did see some sunshine earlier today. Road conditions are generally good. The roads are still a little bit slippery on some of those side roads and higher elevations, but it has gotten a lot better over the past couple of days. The snow drifts, the pictures continue to come in. Some record-setting snowfall, massive amounts across northern Oneida County. This picture is from Sylvan Beach, and this is what happens when some of that wind blows over Oneida Lake. This picture from Mia. There are some cottages behind those mounds of snow, just to give you some perspective on how big some of those snow drifts are. We have some spotters that measure snowfall throughout the entire season. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. There's a lot of dedication involved. And so we really do appreciate the time that people take to do this. And they are volunteers. Bolinville, 221.2 inches of snowfall for the season. Point Rock, 210.6 inches. Salisbury, 155 inches. Utica, 97.5 inches. Hartwick, 85.4 inches. And Maryland, in southern half of Otsego County, 65.4 inches. Utica, by the way, is over 2 feet compared to average for this date. And by the way, the average snowfall for the city of Utica for the whole season is 95 inches, so we will finish above average. It's just a matter of how far above average, and that is yet to be seen. Temperatures tomorrow will be cold again. High temperatures in the upper teens, wind chills in the single digits. A little bit colder tomorrow than today. I think the winds are going to blow faster across the Mohawk Valley than this afternoon. We're tracking some light snow from a disturbance dropping in from the northwest. Large area of low pressure moves out to sea, but we are feeling some of its influence tonight. Again, some flurries, some light snow will continue through tomorrow morning. A little of this is expected to accumulate. Temperatures drop into the single digits tonight. It's mostly cloudy throughout our Friday, and a few flurries are possible in the morning. Mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. Temperatures in the upper teens. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy skies will drop into the single digits to near zero. And then Saturday looks like a mostly cloudy day. It looks a lot warmer Saturday afternoon compared to the past several days, with high temperatures climbing into the upper 20s. Tonight, some flurries in the air, low temperature of 11. Tomorrow, a few flurries around early in the day. Another cold afternoon with a wind, meaning wind chills will be in the single digits. High temperature of 21. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Flurries, but a lot warmer over the weekend. High temperatures near 30 degrees both Saturday and Sunday. Monday looks dry, cloudy, 39 degrees. Light rain and snow showers Tuesday, 41. Cloudy on Wednesday, and then more light rain and snow showers possible next Thursday. An extended period of above freezing temperatures expected early next week.